and I've got my TradingView account loaded up here. This editor's pick I did, you'll notice if you saw it, thanks for all the likes, the comments, the shares. I called it brilliantly. It has been absolutely smoked. You could have got a large amount on that, quite a lot of pips and profits. So well done if you followed it. If you didn't and you ignored it and you thought it was a load of rubbish, well, that's for you. But we called it great as always. Now there's a bunch of editors' picks I've updated as well. You can also go ahead and use those and just check they're going well. So I'm going to kick things off now, I should think. A lot of guys coming in. If you are coming in, okay, I've just zoomed in. If you are coming in now, please do press the like button there. It really helps me come up because when people wake up and they go on the stream service and they see I've got a bunch of likes, it helps people watch it. And that helps me because I really break things down well. As I said, my members or even newbies, they message me. They say, look, I love the way you break things down. You don't sugarcoat. You don't waste time. You're all about realism, if you like. And that's how I like to do things. So press the like there. And if you can and you do want to change your trading, press this link here. If you're someone who's already done that, okay, and you want to upgrade, you want to take things seriously, you want results, then just go onto the upgrades page that you'll see in my Discord channel and join that and let's have a chat. But if you're completely new, just go here, http://goldstreet.io. I'll put that under the YouTube video when I put this on YouTube as well. Monovalet, no, I record it and upload it afterwards, but thanks for your concern. So it's on there to view. But yeah, anyone who wants to get on board and change their trading now, okay, it's only going to happen if you make it happen. Click that link, you can start for free. So let's kick it off. Monday open, you haven't got a massive amount of news. I'll get sort of crypto out of the way for those guys who are waiting for it, because I know there's probably a few people in here who are just trading crypto. That's fine, but I mean, it's not particularly my favorite. You can see where I'd previously drawn that PA zone. If I swap my time frame down, you can see that you've hit it, okay, but your rejection is currently weak. You're not flying up. I don't particularly like this. It's got a lot of risk on it. I wouldn't be surprised if you do find yourself nearer today up here, okay, 29K, so $400 or so up. But if you can just leave it, I would do that. I mean, it doesn't turn me on enormously. If you do keep going sideways, that also wouldn't surprise me because, again, you're just lacking that market sentiment. There's nothing really special about it, okay? And you're in the middle of this sideways movement anyway. So if you are trading Bitcoin, you are inherently taking on more risk. That's up to you if you want to trade it. As I say, I think it will go sideways. If you really absolutely have to buy this, if you are someone who likes crypto and it's your preference and you really have to buy it, I would only do it if you can get something major back down to support over here. Okay. That's if you, like I said, you have to trade it and you won't do anything else. But bear in mind, there are many other assets that have been around for a very long time and are far more stable to trade. Ethereum doing the same thing. We did call it long there and there. And, we said exit up here. You probably get another bounce there. But again, I'm not massively interested. If you wanted to buy it, let it move. Okay. And again, as I say, there's many other things you can trade other than crypto, but if you have to buy it, do it down there. The reason why I say about if you have to buy it is because I don't actively trade crypto as much. My strategy works the same for crypto as it does for anything else. You just have to be careful. Now, dollar yen is really great because you'll know if you followed me, I have spoke about this for absolutely ages. All right, people have asked me so many times, where do you want to get short? And you can see we're coming to the short zone now that I've spoke about. I think you'll poke up over 137. You'll get about 1374. You've hit on this key 200 MA. You're just coming up to key price action levels. Okay, I like it short here. I've said that for a very long time. you can see you brush on the mixture of MAs there, and you've obviously got your long push. I wouldn't be surprised if you get up there and you can get sort of a little bit further back. There isn't too much in the way of that happening. I'll just make it a bit clearer. That can probably be changed to like yellow, let's say. I wouldn't be surprised if you get something like that. But if you don't, we just look short higher again. Probably would prefer at 1415. So DCA 1 or light short zone 1. Okay, I would actually go semi short on this 137 plus. Okay. Yeah. Thanks for the questions, guys. FTSE, Euro, or dollar. Thank you for that as well. Yes, I'll cover both those things. Tons of guys coming in. If you are just coming in, please do press the like. It really does help me. If you can share this stream as well, it'd be even better. Okay. And if you are new, just coming in, press the link here. Okay. And get on board. It's just under here. A lot of people ask me, where's the link, Will? How do I get on board? It's under the video. It's under the live stream, and it'll be under the video on YouTube as well. So a couple of questions. Someone wants to look at the FTSE. Thank you, Swingdale30. I will. Anthony or Rowdy Roddy, he's in my academy. He's doing fantastically, learning really well, asking a lot of questions. Great to see you again. Yes, I will answer that question, Euro or dollar. I'll go over that in a sec. Just brushing on the FTSE quickly. The FTSE shut, obviously. It's bank holiday here, so that is why it looks like it does. If you drop to your 5 minute, you can see it's just nothingness. But anyhow, if you change your time frames around a little bit, my bias, well, kick it off on the daily for the FTSE. My bias still remains short. Okay, I still like this short. All right, it's just because it's gone so high up. You can see you've come down. You've got a weakish push, but my long-term bias, I'm looking for a move down like this. And I wouldn't be surprised if you get there. The sentiment around the FTSE is a little bit poor. Anything higher up, I'm going to reshort. So not much change from last time, really. But yeah, you're coming into all these candle wicks, a lot of rejection at that point. I should think what will happen is that red candle there will push slightly higher up here, and then you'll fall. Okay, so that wouldn't surprise me. And, I'm looking for a longer term move down. All right. On Friday, I did say it would be long. To be honest, my entry was actually about here. So slightly missed it, but, I didn't lose any money. I just missed the entry, which is okay. It wasn't far off, but you could have traded the dips on the way up anyway. So well done if you did that. But nonetheless, that was a hedge long. So Euro and Anthony's question. Hey, C Tun, I think you sent me an email. Great to have you on. Yeah, if you have any more questions, do let me know and I can answer them. So the correlation between the Euro and the ORD was the question. If I swap to my daily, and I think I could actually tile these. I think mainly what you're pertaining to is the fact that they both, have ORD in them. You can see the Euro ORD up here for the last 4 days or so. I called this short, as we spoke about a minute ago. I wouldn't be surprised if you can get down here. Now, what we're doing is we're using the Gold Streak Academy method. Okay. If you'd followed me, you would have got this bang on. I spoke about it many times. I got an editor's pick. Perhaps they knew it was good. But we called it amazingly. Down it goes. I'm only interested in shorting repushes harshly. That's going to be up there. You could get minor hedge longs, but I think you're going to get down here eventually. Okay, again, it will probably follow that trajectory, and it's because of this. Look at that. That is not a straight line. It has to be broken down. So I should think you'll get more tiptoe. Up, down, up, down, up, down. But anyway, so Euro ORD, if I swap to the daily, you can see you've had 1, 2, 3 days basically pulling you down. If you flip it over to the ORD dollar, you've got and you've got minor sideways price action, but slightly higher. All right. So you can see that the ORD basically has pushed up, okay, and the euro order has gone down. Now, there isn't, it's not, the correlation between that is that the ORD has gained value, and you can see that the euro has come down. So the euro has lost value. All right. So ORD gains value, that pulls the euro down, and that's why you've got this, basically. That is just ORD strength, okay? That is also ORD strength. That's the only correlation there is. There's nothing secret. It's just as simple as that, right? So you've got your ORD moving up. Some of your pairs will differentiate slightly, and sometimes it won't be exactly like that. But that's all you really need to understand, is that the ORD has gained value, hence pulling the euro down. But it doesn't matter. That fact isn't really important here. What's important is that you trade it correctly, regardless of what the correlation is. Now, you can see that you're seeing rejection here. You saw it there. Okay. And that is because if you go back to your daily, that's because you've got all these price action, you've got all these rejection areas. Okay. So traders know that is an awkward area, and that's why you're not pushing harshly. And I said exit it early. And I know Anthony, who asked the question, did. He asked me that in time. And I think he probably took a light short and got gains, hopefully. Perhaps Anthony, you can fill us in. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, you've got early PA, so that's a problem. If that's a problem for longs, because you're just hitting into a short zone immediately, and that's why you get that rejection. Okay, now you're retesting that short zone, and your margin for profit is much smaller, pretty much, because you can see where I've just drawn that line. There's many candle wicks. So if this does come down, I hate to break it to you, but it's going to hit support very early, and hence move price up, and hence that makes it an exit. Okay, because if you're saying, I want to pull off my short, you're saying something is long. A lot of people don't understand that. Okay, so if you took it long here, let's say, and the price comes up here, and you exiting along is the same as saying I want to get short, because all you're doing is matching the order and closing it out. But people don't get that. They'll exit their long and then think it's long still. But why would you exit your long if you still think it's long? It's just don't know why people do it, but they do. But I think if you can crawl up to where I've just drawn this second arrow, let's make it green. No, that's the wrong one. This one, if you can crawl up to where I've predetermined that zone, again, you're running into all that key PA. There's many candle wicks in this because you've had so much sideways movement. All right, but that will be your next short zone, and that would be short zone 2. And that's how you plan DCA. Your DCA is going to come from here to there, and everything in between is going to be scaled accordingly. Your size is in accordance with the inherent risk of the market at that time. Market and basically trading is all about, a lot of it is mathematics for myself. That's what suits me, so that's what I use. It's all to do with risk management, drawdown, position sizes, probability. Okay, probability of trades going well or not so much. People don't deviate their size based on where the market is, and it's wrong, because the market has a different probability every single step of the way. So the way I've drawn it here is probably quite accurate. Okay, let me put this in numbers. That short zone, okay, has a lower value than this, which has a lower value than this. So your risk cannot be the same, because the probabilities and the value of the trade goes down, you see, as you start from the earlier point. So this is lower, that's better, and then you've got more value up here. You see, so your risk can never be the same. And a lot of people's plans, if they don't have Gold Streak Academy plans, don't have that. So that's why you need full risk plans. Went short, reflip long. So you've done really well, Anthony. I'm glad to hear that. I hope you're progressing. I know you said to me that you had you were in green for the month at some point, and you finished up that way. If you do have any questions, let me know. That is what being an Academy member gets you, and no problem at all. Thank you. And I really do enjoy reading your success, so just keep letting me know. I know it's early where you are as well, so I know you're dedicated too. Okay, again, anyone who followed me will know that I said, look, you can take a light short here. I said this last week, and we're still looking long lower. 73.5, I think you'll get under this area, and we're bang on again. We're bang on accurate again. And it's just because we understand that the market doesn't always fall in one line, it moves in stages. Okay, one stage is there, that's the next stage, and we're looking on the third for this area here because it coincides with previous long zones and previous PA. You don't want to be selling because if you look at your stochastic oscillator, it's way down. Okay, so that's not a sell. Oil long 72 plus. Thank you. If you're coming in, please do like. If you want to get on board, change your trading, make a really big change today. I'm sure some of the guys who are in my academy in here will comment that. Just go to that link. And if you're on YouTube, go under the video. So silver, I did a post on this. I called it short here. Now, again, I'm using early price action rules and I'm saying, look, get out. Okay, the price probably won't go much further because you've got key PA here. And just look higher. Okay, you've got more PA zones higher up. It's okay to let the market move and do its thing, and sometimes it will. And again, it comes down to that profit margin. Look how tight that profit margin is. All right, you've only, from where this candle wick stretches, you've only got 26 to 24.8, and then you're hitting rejection levels. It's all about price action. It's all about rejection. You need to understand that in your trading if you want to get things right. If you don't understand how price action works, you are trading blind, okay? And it's not going to be pretty. Someone came in here, I think his name was Daniel, last week. He asked me, where do I short when we were about here? I said, Daniel, hold off. Get short here. And again, it's been absolutely creamed in the way we suggested. It's way down. Daniel, you're out for gains. Close it out. All right, close it out. We called it great again. Nice fall. So if you want to take it long, you've missed the opportunity. You could perhaps look lower down here. All right. That's my long zone too. 13475. Okay, so pound, I'm going to go on the major FX pairs. Has anyone got any other questions? Pop them in the chat box so I can go over them. That'd be fantastic. Okay, so weekly starting off. Well, I probably prefer this just on the monthly for the moment. You really have to look back slightly for this. 1265 is an ideal short zone. Again, you're falling, but you've fallen to very early PA. And that is why you've had so much rejection for the past, well, start of April, okay? The fall has just taken you to, levels like this. And again, if you don't understand where the profit margin is within markets and how PA works, you're going to struggle. You're going to really struggle. So just make sure you understand that when there's a fall, you need a gap. Okay, you need space for the fall to move because otherwise you're just going to have very, very low movement indeed, and it's going to be difficult. Now, I like this nearer this 100 MA. I think what you probably get is your 100 MA curl over, and it's going to go 166, 167. That's my bias. And again, that gives you leeway for shorts. You don't have that early profit margin. You've got space for the fall. Okay. So for me, my bias remains higher up, 1266. So if I flick to the euro, again, it's quite similar to the pound, actually. I like it near this 200 MA. Okay, I think your 200 MA will curve slightly. And kill zone for me is 1116. I've said that for a while. That's where I like it short. Okay, if you zoom out, you can see that on this previous move, all right, that's a 618 fib. And again, we're not looking for the magic bounce off the line strategy that a lot of people use. The fact of the matter is that a 0.618 fib means you're 61% of the way retracing back. And therefore, that gives you inherent market value, okay? Because you're 61.8% back on the price that it was, right? So if the highest price was here in this recent time and you're this far, your car is worth 61.8%, of what it was on the previous price. And that's why we're short, because that gives us value on what we could have sold up here and what hopefully you did sell up here when we spoke about it. That gives you some of the value back. And that is why we're short. And that is why you need to scale your risk based on the probability. Because up here, you've got tons of market value. And down here, you've got less market value, but you've still got some. And this price will retrace eventually. If you look how thin this move is, okay, this move here is extremely thin. All right, it's like that. It's really tight. Okay, you come up, and I mean, you would probably even have to shorten it down like this. It depends what parameters you put on a price channel. If you remember that, obviously at Gold Street we have tools for that do it for you. They've all got different parameters. It just depends how you trade and how you want to set it up. Okay, you could take the two top, you could take the two lows on the pulling you up, and it would look something like that. So you would coincide with the midpoint of that uptrend. But the point is, what I'm getting at is if I zoom out slightly, you can see it's very tight. All right, very tight. And your stochastic oscillator is up, curling. People would say, wow, it's curling now, so I'm going to sell my house and get short and lose all my money. And there'll be others who say, well, I'm going to wait for the midpoint of the price channel and I'm going to be smart. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to put my time frames up. I'm going to look for that long-term PA, that long-term rejection. And most importantly, probably on this stream at the moment, I'm looking for an area where there's margin, okay, where I've got margin so that if the market does fall, I'm not coming to really early PA and I've got room, okay? I've got room for gains. Because if I don't short at a time like that, I'm hitting on really early support levels and that's it, game over. Thanks for these questions, guys. I'll get to those. Jack, I've not seen you here. Great to have you. C Tun Tun. I think your name's Brian, perhaps. I don't want to publish that. But yeah, gold, NASDAQ, 100, and also my methods obviously cover that as well. But I will give you a sense of what we're doing so you can have a think. New Zealand dollar Swiss. Let me just set my chart back. Really weak to the downside. Okay, you've got a long-term long here, but I don't like this chart. I would trade another one. It's much harder to trade markets like this because they're falling so hard. But I wouldn't be surprised if you do get up to here at some point. All right, maybe up there, but here first. It just looks incredibly weak. You're not pushing up massively. You're getting stuck already. Swap to the monthly, and again, it just looks awful. So it is a long. You've got a market maker stop under that level there. It's still long, but if I could trade anything else, and you probably can, I would. Okay, it's ugly. It's ugly. You're coming down to all-time lows. All right. So basically, when the economic stance of central banks in New Zealand, the Reserve Bank, and Swiss Bank, you're going to get to the point where interest rates will change in the two economic zones. All right, the Eurozone, New Zealand, and things will change, and then you can come back up. All right, so interest rates in Switzerland and interest rates in New Zealand will have to change. You can see we go back to 1980 here, and it comes down, 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 down. Okay, and that's what's pulling it down. I mean, it's long. Technically, it's long, but if you're going to trade that, you're an investor. You're going to have to be patient, and I would do it very lightly as well. But thanks for the question. So gold, I'll cover now. Gold, as remains from last week, is a short. What I said about profit margin again is relevant here. You can see how far the fall goes. If I was going to take it short, which I would be if I were you. Okay, so you can see all of this rejection. I think you'll break through this maybe even now, because you can see it's a full candle. I wouldn't short it though. I'm not saying short it. I just think it will go down. If you're going to short this, you would need a push up. All right, that might take you in line with this. The fall isn't incredibly weak. If you're a risk averse trader, I would just short I would short above highs, or maybe slightly above 2045. If you are more advanced, probably like myself a bit more, you want to use your lower time frames and perhaps short up here. That would be ideal. So that's 1996, because it will continue this, basically. That's what you're trying to do here. All right. Obviously, it falls in and out of the channel, and you can draw it how you want, like this, perhaps. Might be better. All right. It's flat down movement, but I prefer it short nonetheless. Would have to come up here, but look how many times you've hit this. Again, the risk changes every time. The risk of that is always going to be different, and you can see eventually it comes through. But don't short the lows, because it doesn't make sense to do it. That's gold. NASDAQ. So gold, I need it lower anyway. NASDAQ 100. I don't know what market I've just got here, but I can. Depends what ticker you're after. US 100. All right. I like it basically like I like the S&P. I think there's room for it. You haven't got massive market news or sentiment, so when we get there is a question. But I like it short here. I wouldn't short yet. I like it short there. Look at your stochastic oscillator. You don't want to be buying. You don't want to be buying. It's too high. All right. So NASDAQ short 137. I like it long lower here. Again, we're just using a range of rules. You need specific position sizes at that point, and then at this point, you need rules for all of it. All right. Same on the lower side. Market formation rules, PA rules, using the indicators the right way, all sorts. So that's gold and NASDAQ. Thanks for the question, this user. Jack, no problem at all. I'm glad it helps. So I'm coming up to half an hour, guys. Has anyone got any more questions? Please do let me know. Thanks for all the guys who pressed the boost. It only refreshes if I tap it. If anyone else can press it, that'd be fantastic. If you're new, do jump on board with that link. Thank you. Questions, guys. Chuck them in. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be charts today. It could be any market. It could be questions about trading, questions about myself, whatever. I don't really care what it is. I might not tell you what my grandma's called and what she likes to eat for breakfast, but I will tell you much of what's going on at the moment. S&P we not covered, but similarly to what I just said, I like it short. Again, there's key rules for this. If you're trading these kind of future markets, you could have a front runner here, which is what I'll do. I'll take a light position, and then I'll have the remainder up here. Now, the size of my positions is tied to my capital, so I can have a long-term business. All right. And if you don't have those rules, you're going to be doing it willy-nilly. Okay. You're going to be buying and selling randomly, basically. Casey, Louis, Apple. I can give you a tech basis on Apple. If you took it long before, I would only say to short. You've crashed down these 3-4 times at the same price. I would kill off your Apple longs. And the reason why is actually quite simple, because yes, you might beat these highs, absolutely. But the only reason why you would hold your longs on this is if you were a long-term investor and you thought, wow, it's going to get higher. But that's all belief. Okay. You don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know. No one knows. But I do know that before you've crashed down at the same level. So my bias and my brain says, all right, well, I'm going to use what I've got logically. I'm going to use what I've seen, and I'm going to exit. All right. So I would kill off those longs on Apple. Don't do stocks very much. I do trade stocks myself, but only on demand if people want me to help them with that I actually talk about it. Check out the US yen. I've done that already earlier in. Both of you guys, welcome. I'm not sure of what you just said, but I did do this earlier. I like it. I think you're going to get slightly higher, and I think it's short. Nonetheless, I would be scaling in short now, guys. It's just because you're at key PA levels. It's a good place to get short. All right. 1377. I think you might get slightly higher. But this, fortunate NASDAQ, I'm not interested in liquidity grabs, supply via the 1 hour time. Basically, you just want it to go higher and then you want to get short. It's a short now. You could take a very, very small piece. I would take a very light piece short, and then in case it falls now. But otherwise, I like it where I've drawn this arrow. Let me just get rid of that. I like it where I've drawn this. Okay, just over 137. And you can see on your lower time frames that early rejection is failing, and it has all the way through. So that's my bias for UJ. I spoke about it a lot earlier in the stream. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. Any other questions, guys? Thanks for that as well, guys. A lot of new people coming in. Great to see you. Also to mention, if you want to get in my Discord, just go there. The link is under here as well. I might put that on YouTube too. But if you want to chat, you want to get things right, I post things all the time, go on there. Crypto, I did at the start of the stream. I did Bitcoin and Ethereum. It needs to drop much further. For me, I don't like it. You might get a bounce, but it's just not on my agenda. I like trading things where I'm not exposed massively. You could get long here, but you need rules. You need full rules to be trading crypto. If you don't have them, you will get cleaned out. You will lose all your money if you do not have rules for trading any asset, really, or even more so crypto, because it's dangerous. But yeah, I'm not interested in it really, but my strategy works nonetheless. So yeah, thanks for the questions. If you have any more, guys, I'll just keep answering them until there's none. I do appreciate everyone who asks things. If you have anything about what I've answered on here, there's tons of chatter, which is fantastic to see. If you've got any more questions in regards to what I've already answered, then just chuck them in. All right, because there's nothing I can't answer, practically. Some guys following me here on the stream, if you do follow me, that would be awesome as well. I'm very active. I trade every day myself, so I'm always here if anyone needs anything, pretty much. Pound yen, a lot of people have asked me about. I like the pound yen short. You can see early rejection there. Previous high there as well. What does that tell you? Okay, am I long or am I short? Last time we were over here, we got absolutely creamed. Do I want to buy or do I want to sell? I'd want to sell. And again, that margin stops there. 169. So that's an interesting chart. Anything else, guys? Really doesn't matter what it is. Pound New Zealand, I think you'll get early rejection again. It follows its sideways trajectory. I think perhaps you may get up here. 2068. It's another FX pair with a pound in. That's probably going to, you may get higher. So that's a pound New Zealand, pound yen. I think pound yen is probably going to crumble a bit. As I say, AUD yen, I like it short. At this point, it's fairly early, so I would make your size fairly small. Thanks, man. No problem. I'll put a few no probs. There we are. Just so everyone's right. So yeah. Thanks, guys, for coming and asking all the questions. It's handy because I don't like to sit here. I go through many charts, and a lot of people do say, okay, Will, you make things clear. Thanks. All I can say as remarks when I go is that, if you want to change things and you want to get things right, it does take a bit of a mindset change, right? It's easy to sit and come on and press a few buttons on your phone or your computer and think, wow, I'm going to be a millionaire. But it just doesn't work like that. You need something you repeat every day. It needs to be a disciplined plan that is executed every day in the same way. Okay, one day you can't buy, a massive you can't get a standard lot in one thing and then you'll go for a micro in another. because you feel like it, basically. It's not how it works. You need to have a set size for your capital and a set size for every single market situation. It needs to be executed repeatedly, not once or twice. You decide, I want to buy this, I want to buy that, I want to sell this, I want to sell that, I want to do it in a stupid size, I want to do it in a tiny size. Your sizes need to be similar for your equity so that you can trade sustainably. You know, if you're trading the AUD yen here and you're trading the pound yen, trading the pound New Zealand, the CAD yen, whatever it is, and the market flies up and you're short, if you can't deal with that, it's not going to work for you. Okay, you need a plan for that. I know if any asset comes to any point, I can deviate, I can change, I can do things based on my plan. So that's the remarks I'll leave you with today. Tons of questions in here. Watch it over if you can, guys. As always, if you want to start with myself, go to the link under the video. And secondly, if you have already got on Gold Streak Academy and you want to get started with myself and you want to do it cheaper, I can offer a bundle for all the upgrades. Just get with me wherever you want. Come in the Discord if you want, and I'll put this on YouTube so you can save it, watch it again. As always, just make the change today. Don't sit and get things wrong and risk all your money. It's far, far more cost effective to get the tools than waste your time and energy and lose all your money doing that. And this specifically, thanks for the question, but, you know, the problem with this is exactly what I'm saying. If you don't have the plans, this becomes very unlikely and you'll lose all the gains you had on the table. That's all I'll say. Because you're not exiting it in stages. And, you know, if it doesn't get there, you'll just completely miss out and it'll hit your stop. So you need a full plan for that. Everyone wants to hold trades for years, but it's just not how things work. All right. Like I said, you can get it right once or twice, but if you don't have it long term, it's going to hurt. And I think you'll probably stop before that. That's all I'll say. But if you want the tools to get that right, go under the video.